All right, welcome back to We Are the Fall and the Light User Syndrome from 1996. And before we get into side B, Steve, let's take a look at this album artwork. What do we have from this fall LP on Jet Records? The front cover is very striking. Photo of the band.
Photo, yeah, very professional posed photo of the band,
Mm-hmm.
all in cool black jackets. I don't know, not doing it for me.
You don't like it?
I I don't
See,
know what it is. Every time I see it, I think of a Jackson Brown album.
it does have that kind of soft. It's black and white, right? But it has
Yeah,
like a sepia tone softness to it that's kind of colored. The see for me, I actually like this a lot because I only compare this to because it has bricks in it is the Friends Experiment cover where they have the band photo, which is kind of going for the same kind of look, but it kind of fails miserably by like the text and the construction of like what's going on. But this one actually works for me because I like that they're all looking like a movie poster. This just screams 1990s movie poster.
yeah, absolutely.
It looks like Cruel Intentions or any fucking movie poster from the 1990s American movies that are kind of like drama slash action. I mean, it might as well be. Briggs looks like she's straight out of Mission Impossible, the first one, the Tom Cruise one, the first one. She looks like she could have been in that movie, and that's around this time. And even look at Carl Burns. He looks like he's some sort of henchman. Looks cool. Julia looks
Yeah,
cool.
you know what? Now that he's talking about movie posters, you know what it looks exactly like
What?
is The Lost Boys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The glasses in the
It's
front,
all there.
the
It's
yeah.
all there.
That was a little earlier than 96, but
Know who even looks cool in this one? Who normally gets like put in the back, and he is in the back here, but he looks cool. Steve Hanley. He's sitting there behind the fall name. He's kind of in the back. He kind of is looking like he's playing the bad guy in this movie. Like a Skarsgård type of character, like a kind of a quiet but like very cutthroat, deadly
yeah,
personality. Hmm.
the nice dad who's actually the killer.
Yes, exactly. There's a dark side to it. And Julia looks like she's a computer hacker. Simon kind of looks like he's the accountant that is like kind of the shifty accountant that is stealing money. He's kind
Yeah,
of got that little glazed eye look of,
he brought
downers.
he brought all. Yeah, I was gonna say they all kind of
Mm.
besides Bricks and Carl, they all kind of have the downer.
I mean, who looks the coolest in in the whole cover?
I think Bricks,
Yeah,
then Julia.
yeah, Ben Carl.
I don't
Mark
know.
is last on the totem pole. I'm sorry. Even I think even he said I wasn't at my best. He looks like he's fucking. It looks like he's like a doll. Like he is just like,
Yeah, it could be a wax figurine of himself.
yeah. It looks like I could see right through his eye, like right through his very very dark eye pupil iris, and then right into the back of his
Can't
skull.
imagine he has a lot of time or energy for these
No,
photo shoots.
no, he's expressionless. But there's something about this, Steve, that I think it actually works. I just, you know, compared to the Friends experiment, this one is fucking nailing it for me.
I think for the 90s, you got it, but
Yeah, it's of the era. There's basically flipping it over. There's basically nothing to talk about, and that goes back to the little John Peel quote we said at the beginning of this episode, which is, "Don't worry about the liner notes. You don't need them. You'll be fine without it." There's a picture of the band, and they're kind of stacked up diagonally, kind of going away from us in perspective, and Mark's in front looking like he's
yeah.
maybe about to go to sleep. I'm not really
If
sure.
you look at the CD version, you get a better photo. You get a better, like a much larger photo of that, and
Yeah.
that's a pretty cool photo.
Yeah.
I like how they're all kind of looking off in the distance.
Yep. Carl's kind of like looking over, which is kind of fun. His little kind of personality showing itself. Brix is in the front looking cool. Brix is almost looking like she's straight out of Mad Men with this hairstyle. It's so
Yeah, they're
dark, I can't really tell.
yeah.
Mark
Even
is
her weird
looking
shirt, her old like it's
hard,
almost like a way. Yeah, he's looking.
hard living.
Or he's not having his living his best life out there.
No, no, no. I know where he's going after this photo shoot. Okay, so that's
Peter,
the album
Yeah,
cover.
Pete Cronin did the artwork, I believe, shot those photos.
Good on you, Pete. I'm all for it. I like it. I think you know, your main character in the photo was not at his best, but everyone else was delivering, and you captured it perfectly, Peter. Let's get into Steve, the side B of the late user syndrome, and let's get into a track called Olino.
I'm just trying to uncover the truth. Where's the captain? Oh, the cap. Consider the helm. The helm. Captain is in his bunk. Berg, asleep. As he should be.
You hear the screaming part?
Aha!
Like, he just starts coughing. He just starts coughing. Is a fucking. Oh my god, that's what makes me laugh every time. Oh, with like an epic sounding synth in the background that almost sounds like the introduction music to the Chicago Bulls coming out to the introductions. Oh man, I mean the Chicago Bulls theme is the Alan Parsons Project song "Serious," and that's like an epic song. But this synth kind of moving synth, it's kind of got that like it's building up. It's kind of I can hear a crowd cheering in the background. It coming up, and then Mark is just singing about this captain in his bunk, and then just screaming, ah, oh God, oh
Yeah,
God, you gotta, you know, it's like not really fitting together, and it's actually highly, highly entertaining to me, and I actually think this is a really filler song. I don't think it needs to be on this album, but I'm glad it is because it makes
I like the music a lot. Yeah,
yeah,
the
yeah,
synth and
yeah,
everything is.
yeah, yeah. I like the music. I don't know if Mark is really getting the point across in the captain talk. Uh, it's like a boat. It's like a shanty. Oh man, I'm just lost in it. I'm just lost in the sound. This is a Marky Smith solo credit on the song too, which is also very fun. Why? Because no one else would take credit for what happens
Ah,
on it.
no one wanted it.
No.
He was offering, and they said, "Nah, we're good."
Yeah. Yeah. So let's go into this next track and actually play that last track for, if you got kids like when they're heading out onto the soccer pitch for their game, jack that up on the boombox, get everyone into it. Like, why are you playing a tape of a guy coughing and the falling apart over
And now, the starting
numbers
line.
number 23 from North Carolina? But speaking of North Carolina, we have a not Chapel Hill, but a Cheatham Hill to get to. And this going from a Marky Smith solo credit is credited to Marky Smith, Simon Wollstonecroft, and a Mr. Bennett that we might even hear sing a little tune for us. So let's get into Cheatham Hill.
past the stations and the bars, never stopping to get out, in case they choose to cruise about. Well, Cheo, that boy, you stopped up at the station. He must be on a mission of passion. Couldn't make out whether he was from Salford or Manchester. And this London visitor had this to say. Cheetah, 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 Cheetah.
I don't know how you guys get an hour out of a side of an album.
It's impossible.
All right, Steve, be frank with me. I'm Frank, and you can be frank with me. What do you feel about this song, and what do you feel about Mr. Mike Bennett's vocals performance as a duet with Marky Smith?
Unsure why the addition was made.
Okay. I think he was unsure too in his singing of
Yeah.
it.
I think maybe if you were from Cheetham Hill, you might like the song a whole lot.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe that's the connection we're missing.
I think so.
Yeah. Because I'm asking myself, can't you get Bricks to sing? It was going well. You know, it was going pretty
well.
good. It was
Yeah.
going good. It's going pretty good. I don't what do you need to get the producer involved? The producer seems like he did one take and was very unsure of he's not delivering it. Like that's the thing. It's hard. He's singing it actually
He's singing it, but yeah,
well.
not.
He's hitting the notes. It's just not with the body of a performance that is pressed to record.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to sing when you're duetting with Mark. So,
How do you feel about this? We get old Bach Carl Burns on.
sure. I mean, he had
He's got a nice deep voice.
something to spice it up.
Can you imagine him going Cheatham, Cheetah, Cheatham?
It's like
ooh.
the chocolate
That's
chocolate
pretty
rain,
good.
like the chocolate rain guy.
Yeah, I would love that. Ooh. The thing I do like about this song is it is very self-referential once again with the line, couldn't make out whether he was from Salford or Manchester. Kind of kind of Mark's little inside jab. Because whenever we watched that interview of him by the rubbish pile, and they were just like, "Oh yeah, but what you're from here. Don't you feel like any respect? Like you're the face of the Manchester scene." He's like, "No, I'm from Salford." And it's the fucking best, and like that's where this is coming from, and that's what I really like. I really like that he's like, no, fuck you. Like, I'm not here to be the face of anything. I'm here to be the face of myself and my own band, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we're coming from Chicago, a city of neighborhoods, so like I get it that you can't just say you're from Manchester and have it all be the same, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's personality to the intricacy, right? Of where you
yeah,
actually feel
exactly what you can.
press switch. Yeah.
Yeah, for impressed with you from Cheetham Hill, you from Salford, just Manchester.
Yeah.
It is different, and everyone from different neighborhoods was raised, somewhat differently.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what he's getting at with he's like he couldn't make out where he was from. Right. He couldn't even decide for himself, or he couldn't even kind of prove it to himself where he was from. Yeah. And they calling him a cheater. Because, yeah. Is that why you come from Cheatham Hill? When you stopped at the station, was it an excuse to get away from your wife for an evening? Couldn't you make out whether he was from Salford or Cheatham? Manchester. Yeah, that's that's a long song.
Still a song, yeah.
It just
A lot
feels
of
long.
a lot of noises that are going on, and
Hmm.
yeah,
It's
it's
another busy one.
busy. Yeah.
A little too busy. It's another one I would probably leave off. Honestly, I'm taking Olino over that one. I
Yeah.
just the music in the combination with, you know, Mark coughing his lungs out. All right, let's get into the Coliseum, track 11. And this is one where you would think it would be kind of an epic song, but it goes in a different direction. The Coliseum. I don't think Mark is even sure if he wants to go to the Coliseum. It's kind of like sad that he has to sing about it.
It does sound sad.
It's cool background vocals.
Is that vocals, a keyboard?
Yeah, I think that's vocals, but is that Bricks or Lucy Rimmer? Like, I don't know.
That
Not
sounds
really.
like a recording though.
There's definitely lots of keyboard synth on here. It doesn't say, it just says that it's credited to Marky Smith and A. Spencer. Curious, because that's not the cover yet that we're gonna get into on the next track. The strumming guitars that are huge and like very platinum, shiny, metallic sound. It's really lovely. Dancing around. It's almost like feel like I should be in like a little dance club. It's the last song before the sun is about to peak its noggin over the hill, and like the rave is about to get up, and this is like the cool down in the Blade nightclub, surrounded by those vampires just done dancing. All right, what do you got on this one?
You got 8 minutes, so that's for sure. It's about a coliseum,
Yep, nailed it.
and it's vast and cavernous.
It almost sounds like Dave Bush is back for this track.
Yeah.
I just can't believe this is 8 minutes of Coliseum talk.
Yeah, and it's not going anywhere.
No.
It's not the jokes are humdrum, just like this song.
Yeah, this is kind of what I'm getting at is what Mark's lyrics are about the end point. Their jokes are humdrum about 7:30 to 8. I think he's referring to the time length of the track. Tiredness sets in. You want to take a little break and get out of home. Yeah, that's about right, Mark. I think that's about right. You hit in that 7:30, 8 minute work mark, and you're like, He
How's
probably
it?
read how long it was on the tape box and was like, yeah, I'm gonna put that in there.
Yeah, the only long song on the whole album, and it is not one of their epic ballads, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's not like the interlude and the chillinism where it's like a bunch of stuff put together to make you take you on a journey. This one's basically meant to kind of it's about the repetition, mate, and we're never gonna stop. Well, it's enjoyable if you're in the right mood. You probably have to just play it as loud as you can and like feel like you're in that club. But let's get into another the second cover of the album, Last Chance to Turn Around.
Gotta keep those wheels of mine rolling and burning down the highway. Last night that girl of mine left me young. Better start lowing to see things my way. Left me for a very best town. I'm not gonna turn around. I'm leaving.
This song kind of raises the question for me, for you, Steve, is why?
Yeah. No, I don't. I
Why why is he doing this to us?
They don't have horns in the band, so why would you pick a cover song that needs horns?
Okay, well, this is a good talking point because these horns fucking blow. And they don't literally blow. They are not good. And we're gonna get this at the on the final track too. And I somehow think that on the last track, Secession Man, it somehow does work because it is shitty, but it kind of matches the vibe of the song. This one is a cover, and they feel like they have to put the horns in because the song demands it, or the original, maybe. It's just so dated and not good. Last Exit to Brooklyn, Last Chance to Turn Around. I don't really give a fuck anymore. I just want to just go where you're going. Da 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 da. This is just not a good choice for the fall.
No, I don't really see where they found it, why they're playing it.
I could see,
I like
yeah,
the female backing track. I mean, we said that all album, and so like it
yeah.
has that aspect, but
The only thing that I think that Mark could get into because this is the really critical question is what is the connection that Mark found that he really loved it. He says in the lyrics, "Last night that girl of mine left me trying and lying. She deceived me. All these all these tears with the wipers. You'd rather believe me." See, this is kind of a theme that Mark likes to do because I don't think he's good at it, which is to write the love song of like the lover leaving him. And I think
yeah,
he does like that dynamic of it's like it was them that left me and I was trying my best and all of this and even the tears with the wipers, that's like a beautiful imagery, right? The wipers wiping away the tears on the windshield or on the cheeks on the or or mirroring each other. I could see that. And it's also about New York City, which he obviously enjoyed. But man, it's just a stretch. It's just a stretch to really if they could
I,
pull it off.
yeah. When they already got 15 tracks, it's just
No.
not
It's
what
not
we needed in that moment.
nope, not so much. But let's just cleanse the palate as we like, and let's get into the ballad of Jay Drummer. Oh,
In the year 199,601, the last numero was upside down. Johnny Drummer came to the outskirts of town. People came out and shouted at him, us your sticks. Then they went back to the computer tricks.
Did you like that drum? Little ditty there? I don't know what possessed them to go there and tell this little story, but it was a peaceful couple minutes.
I like this one a lot, honestly. I think this is underrated Mark's song. I really do. It reminds me of Hard Life in the Country, where it's like just in tone, because it's just like, get out of this man's fucking way. Like, let this guy go off. A single instrument with Marky Smith, and just let it be. Let it be. And if it's his good day, put that one on the album. If it's not a good day, do it again tomorrow. Right. But
Yeah.
this is something I want to hear, is a story that okay, I might have to just read the whole thing to you, because I like the whole every line in the song. In year 199601, the last numeral was upside down. The last numeral was upside down is great. It's just like an added little detail that's completely unnecessary. It doesn't matter at all, but it is something that makes you immediately in that story. It's just some weird thing that could be done. And that Johnny Drummer came to the outskirts of town. Some people came out and shouted at him. They just say, "Show us your sticks." See, that one, I'm just like, okay, it's okay. He's a drummer. But then they went back to their computer tricks. Now,
So I
what's
mean,
going on?
what I was gonna say, what year is it? So
Mhm.
199601. So
So
we're way in the future here.
no, I think 1996-01. The January 1996.
Okay,
I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
got it. Yeah, that makes
It,
sense.
this album came out June 10th, 1996. But I know what you're saying. It's not. It could be futuristic too, but it also could be of something so distant, like he's going to basically a pub window that can host at least 45 men.
Well,
Um,
I feel like that's how many were in there. I think like looking in the
yeah,
window, you
yeah,
saw. Yeah.
yeah. And wondered which one was waiting for him. So there's like this homoeroticism to it too. And
See, I don't
the
know.
machine meant no harm.
I don't think so. I feel like Johnny is going around town acting like a hard ass, and he's waiting to get what's coming to him. It's like the ending.
Oh,
The ending is don't ever follow the path of being hard and tough when your heart is soft. So I think
mm,
he lives in fear because he
mm,
stomps around town acting like he's going to beat everybody up, but yet he's just terrified that someone's
yeah.
gonna get him
It,
first.
yeah, and they say show us your sticks could be also like fighting words, right? Like put them
Mhm.
up. And they went back to their computer tricks. But I don't want
Do you
I
think
want
the
to
computer tricks is like drum machines? You think he's going there?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I was almost thinking of computer tricks like back to the office jobs. They were kind of like, "Oh yeah, you're a musician, whatever." And they went back to the office and like, "Fuck off," right? Like they're kind
No,
of like
yeah.
a higher level. But then also I was thinking the computer tricks could also be them playing like some like compute, but it's 1996. Like I was thinking computer casino game, you know,
Mm.
that have become so prevalent, but I don't think that makes sense as
No,
much.
yeah, I feel like it's got to be more like the machines related, right? Like the drummer
Hmm.
is getting the position is getting filled with the machines versus the standard
Yeah,
drumming, which is why it's an ode to the drum.
yeah. See, I'm also like I don't know. I'm also like really feeling this. He looked in the mirror and said, "I am not him." He
Yeah,
stood outside the bar and raised the nerve to go in. So it's like he's hard on the outside, but he's soft on the inside. But that line, he stood outside the bar and he was like contemplating if he was like really able to go in there. That's the part for me that kind of lends itself to, you know, going in there and like looking for which one of these men is the connection that he needs to be making. And like that, and I like that. I kind of like that dynamic where that's his softness too, right? He has to go in there kind of hard, or he has to be hard to go in there. And maybe it is the bar that is, it's not the pub, it's the bar. Like it's the bar. It's a different scene. It's 45 men in there, and that's the scene that he's apprehensive about going into, but he knows there's something in there for him. And I like that. Like, this is just like, this is the thing that we can just keep coming back to, because I always wanted to build. I mean, it always feels like that background synth is going to get loud and kind of,
It's so ethereal.
I know. Don't you feel like it's going to throw us into the heavens at the end? It's going to be like, and Jay drummer,
Yeah.
it's like going to tell us what the outcome is, and it doesn't, and it's even better that way. It
Yeah,
makes me thankful.
like almost like a pinball wizard, sort of like
Mhm.
a epic tale of his getting what was due to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. I also, when I was first listening to this one, I was like, wait, did Jay Temperance become get a drum kit? And he got away from the mutated animal dog monsters and got into drumming. Oh, and gay sex maybe, or whatever. It doesn't
Yeah, I
matter.
mean,
It's
like,
all
right, like,
fun. It's all fun
hey
for
Johnny,
Jay.
why do they
Yeah.
always have to say, "Hey Johnny, get out of the way"? Like, he's just getting bullied, he's getting pushed around, he's
Yeah.
trying to act hard and tough, but he's not. He
Yeah,
knows he's
he's
not. I am
soft.
not him. I'm not that guy.
Yeah. And it's true. It doesn't say that he's hard. It says don't ever follow the path of being hard and tough when your heart is soft. So it's like, you know, it's an easy route to go down, but it like he really is kind of the very, he's soft, shy.
That's okay, and
Yeah.
it's 1996. Not there's not space for that yet.
Yeah. The drummer trying to make friends. Also, I have no idea why he called it the ballad and not the ballad, but I think that might have been just like a miswritten down thing. And he was like, oh, that's fucking good. Keep that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
better,
Better.
somehow,
Somehow better.
somehow better.
Okay. Let's get into, well, in today's age, it's easily searchable. That's important for Mark back then, the computer tricks. Let's get into the penultimate track.
We got track number 14, Oxymoron.
Check that out! Check that out! Mr. Murder's struck up! Oh yeah! Mr. Murder's struck up! Struck up! Mr. Murder's struck up! Oh yeah! Check that out! Scrap up! Careful here! Careful here! Mr. Murder's scrap up! Oh yeah!
Now, Steve, is that track, hitting you the right way where you're feeling like it's necessary?
Not necessary, but I do like the darkness of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, and it's busy in a digestible way because the lyrics are so simple and
Hmm.
pared down. So like, I feel like the noises are more interesting, and you're not bouncing all over the place trying to take it all in.
it does have the spark of an idea in there. It's just that it doesn't go anywhere with it, and we know the repetition is key, and they just nailed the repetition on this one. It's only that the in between all of the repeats, there's nothing really in there for me.
No,
That's really
who's Mr. Moody? What's he? Let me get a little detail here.
yeah, there's literally no detail. It's just Mr. Moody scruffed up.
Mr. Moody's lair. Mr. Moody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the pep comes back. The pep is back for this song. So it is a little bit of a callback, which is kind of cool. But we have to say this one is the co-write of Marky Smith and Julia Nagel. And this is the first time we're seeing Julia Nagel on the credits.
I feel like maybe they were just saying that to Mark the entire time. Hey, Mark, we need a little more pep out of you here. Can you?
Yeah. Hey, pep.
Pep it up, Mark.
Pep.
Come on. Yeah,
Mark,
go,
pep,
that's
pep,
fine.
Pep.
Take another little bump. You'll be all right. Let's go. Pep it up here. We're almost there. We're almost at the end.
Slapping him awake. You got one more vocal take, Mark. One more. Oh, just let Mike Bennett do the vocals on this one. You know.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, that one. Oh man. It's kind of funny hearing like Funky Cy say that Julia. I think at one point Julia came into the studio and was like, Mark said, we're not doing those songs anymore. We're doing all of my songs in some way. And then the band was like, what? I didn't get this memo, but I'm also not surprised because you guys are dating. So that does make sense to us, but also I don't think we're going to be doing that many of those. I mean, I'm not against Julia Nagel's like the sounds she's getting, but that is, I gotta say, that's not really a song for me. Let's not end on that note. Steve, what do we got to wrap up this album from 1996?
The lively and driving Secession Man.
Still the water always runs the show. And happiness comes easy when it's bright and breezy. Sudden inspiration to a session man. Sensation. I gotta get up early this morning. Gotta get my early warning. How will she ever know? Still the water always runs the show. Still the water always runs the show. Still the water always runs the show. Inside, outside, turn around. I'll session man. I'm a session man. And just how you knew I'm falling through. I'm great, but happiness comes easy in your company. I don't need to mince my words. Don't need to mince mine.
Yeah, I don't know why the horns are better here, but they're not as repetitive. Like, I don't know.
You see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? There's something playful about the horns here where, yeah, it's kind of jazzy. And like, it's kind of the way the song needs to be because it has this kind of lounge. You don't get to see Mark do kind of a lounge style backing track.
I mean, it's got to just be keyboard, but like it almost sounds like they're playing xylophone. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's actually my
favorite.
favorite. Yeah. And that's actually my favorite part of the song. And I think that's the part that actually makes it a cool track is that 3-note melody. That is the hook by itself.
Yeah,
is the
absolutely.
dun, dun, and it doesn't come too much They stay away from it being like overpowering, like they've done on some of the earlier tracks, which is too much, too busy. They give it the space.
Yeah, I feel like they should have switched this and Powder Keg out for finish side A with this, and then you can end on Powder Keg.
I like that. Flip the spots.
Yeah,
That's what you're saying.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. So,
Don't
yeah,
take
eight.
powder keg out, but
No,
yeah.
8 to 15 and 15 to 8, and then
Yeah.
I just feel like it. The pace of the back half is dark and slow, and
I know exactly what you're saying, but for the fall being the fall and almost rarely ending on a track like this, I'm actually super happy.
yeah, yeah.
It's making me very happy that they're kind of like trying something like this, which is even as approachable as it is sounding. It's cool that they are experimenting and doing something that's a little bit more manageable. And it's, I don't know, it's a long album, and to end on this is a nice treat from them.
Yeah, Mark also sounds the most with it
Yeah, he does.
in this one, probably than any of the other ones.
He got his pep from this groove. I'm pretty sure he just got his groove going on this one. Yeah, this one's written by Carl Burns, Marky Smith, and Mike Bennett, which is also interesting. Yeah, and I should also say that when we did a while ago on one of our early episodes, we had a challenge of like picking our favorite Marky Smith man song, and someone told us that their favorite was Succession Man, and that was at a point where I was like, wow, that is a very that's a very far out choice. Like, and I said, good on you, mate, because I literally zero other people have told us that is their
That's the
favorite.
man.
Yeah, that's their Marky Smith man, and I really now it makes me appreciate that, and appreciate that fall head even more. That's the great thing about the fall is, man, you could have even in that tight category of favorite men that Mark sings about, you could be getting this lounge jazz little ditty in there right next to something that's really fucking angular guitar rock, or even something that's Edinburgh Man that's like a slow ballad sauntering. Yeah, it's so fun. It's so great. With that sound, Steve, we just spent an hour with The Fall in 1996 with the Slight User Syndrome on Jet Records. What do you feel like providing this album with in the form of liquid items?
Liquid to drink. We're going 7 pints. 7 pints for
Whoa.
beer.
Okay. You like it.
Out of 15
I mean-
out of 15 tracks, there's a lot
Yeah.
to choose from. I feel like I could drink 7 pints in the length of time it feels like to get through this album and not have an issue. It's not that long, but it every time I put it on, I felt like I was just like, oh my goodness, where are we at here? How do we get ahead?
Couldn't get ahead. Couldn't get ahead of
no.
couldn't get ahead of this track list. No, that I'm on the same page with you, because there's just so much here. And I'm giving a perfect 7 pints. Too, because I'm actually feeling like I'm excited where the Fall are going. They've turned the corner. Not that what came before was bad or uninteresting or anything. It was actually quite the opposite. But where they're going is much more of my cup of tea, and that is guitars. That is little changes of pace when it comes to getting weird with it again. I mean, when's the last time we had a Ballad of Jay Drummer type of song? It's been fucking decade, mate. You know, since we had something like that, let's get more of that going. The interlude, let's get more of that going. The poppiness of some of the spine track and DIY meat, I like that just as much. Could this album be way shorter and be a solid 8 pints? 8.5 pints? Probably. Easily.
Yeah. I mean, but this is now the beginning of the frequent lineup change too, right? Brooks is gone.
Yep.
Hanley's gone. Not yet.
Not yet. But you're right. We're about to go into kind of fall lineup chaos mode, which is going to be so fun. We're going to be having guys coming out of the woodworks to be on these albums, and it's going to be so fun. And I will say that the lineup changes, as we've kind of come to realize, actually, usually by pattern, have a positive effect on the sound of the band. Like it just does. It just, even if your favorite fall member leaves, you somehow get something that you like even more. And I think that's the case here, where Craig Scanlon, one of my favorite fall guitarists, no doubt, of all time, is out of the band. And what do we get? An album that surpasses, I put above the previous 4 or 5 albums just because it has the stuff I like.
As far as I would say the rock sound, right?
Yeah.
I feel like we definitely found the groove for those prior 4 albums, you know, 4 or 5 where we're like, okay, like different, still good. But then when you hear this, you're like, oh yeah, I did like all of that other beginning stuff a lot more than I like that those 4 or 5.
Know.
You're like, not bad, but not what I wanted, and not why I was listening to the fall.
How much of that do you think is actually the reason why the fall is re-listenable is because it's relative to listening to the fall at not their highest standard, and then it makes you want to just be like, oh, guess what? I'm going back to 1981 real quick. I'm going back to 1981 real quick right after listening to that because it's just something that I really now I savor it.
Yeah, it's they're an interesting band because like some of their albums are great concept pieces. They really work well together, but like you need to listen. You don't need to listen to the whole album, but like one album at a time is the best way to listen to the fall versus versus the fall greatest hits. You're not gonna get anywhere with it. It's gonna be all over the place.
Yeah.
You're not gonna really understand it.
That's totally right. And honestly, that's something that we've never even tried to do because it's not something that we believe in, which is to do the fall compilations. There are some unique ones that I think we have in mind that maybe are approachable in an interesting way as far as listeners. But a lot of times with those compilation albums, like you're saying, you get all of good, solid, really good, high quality tracks next to each other, and it doesn't give you that ride. It doesn't give you the ride experience of the full band feel of like, you know what? They do have like a nasty, dirty edge to them that is like not good songwriting and maybe not good lyrical performances that almost make all the other songs so much better, and you have to experience it. You just have to.
Yeah, I would much
have
rather.
to.
I'd much rather if I'm not putting on an album, I'm gonna put on a live album versus a compilation.
That's totally fair, and I'm totally with you. I'm totally with you. I mean, or there was a guy that was telling us that he puts on the 5,000 fall fans can't be wrong album, and he does that while he's doing his yard work, like you like to do, right? When he's like, my neighbors have started to be like under their breath, be like, you can put on different music, sometimes. You can kind of change it up. It'd be funny if his neighbors were like, the Fall actually have full albums you can get into that are
Yeah.
that are that are
Yeah.
varied in hits and not hits. It's kind of good. Diversify in that way. He's like, I just burned through that CD. He's like, I just wore out the grooves on a CD. Yeah. Well, that was fun.
That was a good time.
That was a great time. And this good time is not going to stop because we got a kind of a little break in the fall world where they take a little break and there's some singles and stuff and Peel sessions. But before the next LP, you know, we got we might have a couple side journeys to go on before that next fall LP comes around. But when that fall LP comes around, you all need to know that it's going to be one that you need to strap in for because it's going to be a great ride. So thanks for joining us. And until next time, we are the Fall.
We are the best.